Hey, hey, good people, good evening, good evening. Come on in. Howdy, howdy. Miss Armstrong. Good evening, Contra. New babies. I was looking for you last week, new babies. Blessings to you as well. Psalm 60. Psalm 68 and 11. All right now. Love that name. Powerful. Come on in, beautiful people. We have a very, very powerful call tonight. I don't know why. Hey, Lobster Lady. Del McPherson, good evening. Welcome home. Welcome home, welcome home. Why is this double? Good evening, Peterbilt. Come on in, beautiful people. Khalees, I recognize your name. It's understandable, new babies. I hope all is well now with your child. Yeah, new babies. I wanted to hear your update. I believe on two Saturday Night Lives ago. I think you posted you had 5 wealth manager meetings and you secured 3 or something like that. That's why I was looking for you to get your update. All right. Come on in, come on in. Next level. Good evening. Good evening, Progressive. Greetings. All right, all right. Come on in, beautiful people. Hey, Skywalker. If everyone can, Debbie Pinky, where did you get that information from? Great to see you as well. If everyone can hit that like button, let me know you can hear me. And where you from? Where you from? Let us know where you're from. I got quite a few messages from people from different countries. No. That is very key, new babies. New babies. You are 99% ahead of everyone who haven't even come close to even picking up the phone. Congratulations, new babies. And I want to hear about this. Also, myself and others who have come before you, if there's any advice, any help, we can do that for you tonight. Okay, Dr. Imani. Florida Keys, Arizona. Oh, of course, the amazing lobster lady from Vietnam. Okay. So are you on the road now, Armstrong? Yeah, so new babies, I want to hear about, and also new babies, it's not about sharing when you're completely set and secured with everything all wrapped up in a bow, because there are people that are right, not even where you are, but need to understand that it's possible. So where you're at now is amazing, and you can help someone else. Ah, I love that. Okay, and that's very key. Your why is very key, because that is your purpose of why you're doing what you're doing versus going in blindly. Ah, okay, you're in Georgia tonight. Okay. Armstrong. Louisiana. All right. Come on in, come on in. Yes. At least I think D. Abbott thinks y'all related. Tucson, Arizona. The garlic string beans in the house. Come on, garlic string bean. Where's Nova Nickerson? Sala, I am. The crew. We got some very insightful updates on Iraq tonight, folks. You make sure you pay attention very closely. Everything that's happening even with the war is all connected to, I'll just say, the Iraqi dinar. Iraq is connected to, and the dinar is connected to what's happening. We're going to show you tonight. No coincidence. Hey, Michael. How you doing, Michael? Yes. Yes. You're right, Cheryl. A whole new world opening up. And it's amazing when you're able to see it through a lens of peace. You'll get a better understanding of your investment and how real it is, versus the pump fakes, the so-called delays and cans kick. There's never been a can kick, never been a delay in this process. Never. Not once. It's all planned, and Goldilocks shows all the receipts, and we just bring it to you. Oh, there we go. I see our funny farmer, Miss Nova Nickers. How you doing, young lady? One of our amazing, beautiful tribe members and founders. New Jersey. All right now. Dave Roberts. I spent a lot of time in Jersey. North, Central, and South Jersey. Thank you so much, Stream Being, for welcoming our new members. Let's make sure we remember, folks, to tribe, to greet our new members, welcome them with love, open arms, give them that tribe love. There she is, the beautiful Brunette Grand. How you doing, Miss Beautiful Brunette Grand? Chi-Town the house. I see you, Chosen. Yes. Yes. If y'all have any questions. Cherry Hill, a beautiful suburb down there in southern New Jersey, right across the river from Philadelphia. Cherry Hill is beautiful. Beautiful Cherry Hill. Cherry Hill is nice. Uh-oh, a sniper's in the building. Y'all better duck. Oh yeah, you went from South Jersey to the Florida Keys song. You really went south. Crush the slushy factory. You heard that podcast. Missouri. Yes. Anyone has any questions, put them in the chat right now about whether bank experiences, bank help, wealth manager, firms, RV. Throw it in the chat. Let's go. Ocean City. Okay. Okay. Praying Nation. Hey, tribe. Praying Nation says that he or she is afraid to call bankers. Share with Praying Nation some words of encouragement about having fear of contacting the bankers. And I'll say this straight to you, the Praying Nation. There's nothing to fear. You all you're doing is establishing a relationship. Or help me to understand, Praying Nation, what are you afraid of? Then we can better help you to move forward. Not yet. Good question, Control. It's in the first quarter, so it looks like it's going to happen. We're just waiting for the official date. But good question, Control. We're expecting it to be this first quarter. So I wouldn't doubt if it's within the next. It might even go into the second quarter, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, the update that they shared a couple weeks ago is very, very telling and very profound. Good question. Where's my lobster? I know lobster lady's here, so there's our lobster. Okay, where is the person that said they were afraid to contact the bankers? Hey, Maine Mama. How you doing, Maine Mama? One of our beautiful founders. Ja. One of our amazing founders. Ja, I love your name for some reason, Ja. Ja, are you the Ja in New York? I've been meaning to ask you. I know you've been around for a while. I knew of another Ja in New York that was with us for a while. TC, banks will never refuse to accept foreign currency. It's $1 trillion a day business for the banking industry. There's no need to stop accepting foreign currency. People travel every day to different countries. New Zealand in the house. Maureen, come on in from New Zealand. Welcome. Did that help answer your question, TCB? What is the difference between a basket of currency and Forex? That's a good question, because Forex is a whole entire basket of 100 plus currencies. But I know you're asking, Gina, in regards to what was said was a basket of currencies that would go first. I believe that's what you're really asking. There is no such truth to or proof in writing about a basket of currencies that will RV before other baskets of currencies, before other currencies. I believe that's what you're probably asking, but let me know if that's what you're really asking, Gina. But Forex is currencies that are traded, Gina, every day in the open market. It's a multi-trillion, literally, upwards of $20 trillion per day in Forex transactions. It's the buying and the selling of foreign currencies on the open market. A basket of currencies is nowhere near that. The basket of currencies is just a term of various currencies that are used together to be pegged against one other currency. Forex is all currencies except for international currencies. Are you asking about the digital wallets? Shell? You're welcome, TCB. Anytime. LLQ, where can I find a wealth manager? Are you aware of the 8 steps in our Telegram room where hundreds and hundreds of members have followed to find their wealth managers, LL? Let me know if you are or if you're not. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Gina. The way some put it, they they they've been saying the same thing for years. A lot of people don't understand basket of currencies. Gina, you know more than they do. The people that are making it sound that way, you probably know more than they do. To be honest with you. But Gina, let me know if I answered your question good enough, or if you need more clarity. Let me know. We still got about 15 more minutes before we go live, but I want to answer your question. There you go. Hey, Wiley's here. Thank you for coming on in, Wiley. Absolutely. K. Lewis, a tribe. K. Lewis asked the question. I don't plan on getting a bank account with the particular exchange bank until the RVs. Do you think that will create problems for my exchange? Tribe, answer that for K. Lewis. Hell yeah, to create a problem, K, because you have no relationship. You're not even in the bank. You're not even in the system. And just so you're aware, I mean, would you not want to? It takes 30 to 60 days for some banks, to be honest with you, before they will exchange your currency. You have to have an account open for some banks for 30 to 60 days in advance. PA in the house. How you doing, PA in the house? Jorhos. Peace to you, A.E. Williams. Do you have to bank with the tier 1 bank to exchange currency? No. Good question. The reason that we educated our members to open an account at a tier 1 bank is because tier 1 banks, LL, have the most capital. They are the most secured banks out of the banks. You can exchange at another bank that's not a tier 1 bank. The key is this. It has to be a bank that exchanges currency presently and have a wealth management division. Ty Too Pretty in the house. Thank you for chiming in to help. Kate Lewis, Ty Too Pretty, and everyone else. Thank you so much. Of course. A.E. Williams, the link to the Telegram room will be posted into the chat at the end of the call. Our wonderful Alice is in the building. One of our amazing, amazing founders and leaders in the tribe. Where do you give your email for notification for what specifically, Neil Christensen? Can you be specific, please? And we'll be able to answer you. I'm not sure. LL, see, this is where, following the 8 steps. Hey, folks, this question, this is where we got to direct people to follow 8 steps. I'm not going to give you the answers, LL. I'm not going to teach. I'm not going to give you fish. We're going to teach you how to fish. That following the 8 steps you will find what specific bank that's a tier 1 in your area. That's from your doing your homework. And I'll be honest with you, we don't advise people what banks to establish relationships with, but I want to save you and anyone else a word of a headache. I'll just say this: I wouldn't go nowhere near a Wells Fargo. I'll just leave it at that. Do your own research. Okay, therapy. Is this a question that a wealth manager asked you? I'm trying to understand what you're asking so I can better answer that for you. The Telegram room will be posted. The link to the Telegram room LL will be posted into the chat at the end of the call. Just type 8 steps in the search bar in the Telegram room and it'll pop up. You'll find it. Regarding fidelity, Khalees, that's but they're not the only one. You want to diversify. Folks, this is not asking. See, this is where I'm going to give y'all some tough love right now. Because people are asking about certain banks. What about this bank? What about that bank? What about this bank? What about that bank? What homework have you done yourself? What due diligence have you done yourself? Okay, I'm going to be very specific. I will stay away from Wells Fargo. The rest of them, yeah, I'll be okay. But I'm being very specific about Wells Fargo. That's the only one I'll stay away from. The rest of them, I'll do my own due diligence. Because if I answer your question, Melanie, then all of a sudden not everyone, a lot of people are going to start posting bank names into the chat asking about them, and I don't want to turn this into a bank advisory chat. You have to pass Rose want pull to make sure that you're human. Are you human? There is no max, Timothy. That will be dependent on each country. Do your research on Wells Fargo. I'll just leave it at that, Neil. That's the one that I personally will not go anywhere near. Do your research and you'll find out why. And don't believe what you hear on the internet from channels, because that's not research. You have to check the regulatory sites, the banking industry sites that have imposed infractions on certain banks for certain illicit activities, so forth and so on. You're welcome, LL. Okay, so that's what the wealth manager asked you, therapy. This is where, therapy. This is where you have to follow the 8 steps. It's really about you being in control. It's not about wealth manager asking about you investing. You want to let them know that you are interviewing several wealth managers. You're not at privy to tell them how much you have, and you're not at privy to let them know when it's coming. You are interviewing several wealth managers, and when the time comes that you choose the wealth manager, you will give them more information. This is how you maintain control of your process. Therapy. So it looks like, therapy, you are not aware of the 8 steps, or you didn't follow them, and that's okay. We just need to help direct you to the right place. There you go. Thank you, May Mama, for chiming in. Okay, so yeah, Armstrong, your response is, I'm not. If they say, hey, you need 100,000, you need 200,000, you need 300,000. Okay, not a problem. I have several wealth managers that I'm interviewing. At that time, I'll disclose the amount. Period. That's right. Oh man, JC, I missed you, man. Where you been, brother? I gotta remember your name, Funkadelic. Hey tribe, JC is here. Funkadelic, J Funk, J Funkadelic. we all have senior moments, even those that are not seniors. Credit unions are Skywalker are good for moving your money into, but if it's a credit union that currently exchanges currency and they have wealth management, absolutely, absolutely, Skywalker. You're welcome, Michael. Yep, this is the way you maintain control. And Michael, do you have the 8 steps? Yes or no? Because that's going to be key to help you to be prepared when you communicate with them. And trust me, Michael, there are plenty of people here that have 2, 3 wealth managers completely set, and were asked the same question you were asked ahead of time, but they got the guidance from Wiley and myself, and we guided them through. It's all good. In again. Glad you made it in. I love your energy in it again. I saw you in the chat last Saturday. Timothy, I'm not sure. Do we think there will be increase after new rate? Or do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean, Timothy. Like if the rate will come out at one particular, then it'll go up again. I'm not sure. Can you rephrase? Yes, indeed, and same to you, CWA, our amazing vet humanitarian. Okay, the Goldfinger, the Telegram channel link will be dropped into the chat here at the end of the call. Yep, Ty Too Pretty answered your question, if that's what you were asking someone about that. Excuse me. Come on, beautiful people. We will get started in 1 minute, officially on the live. Come on in, beautiful folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome home. Welcome home. Thank you all for chiming in to help answer people's questions, to give them guidance. It's so appreciated, more than you can imagine. Freedom Fighter gets tired sometimes. That's why we have a tribe here. We all in this together. Hey, fine folks, welcome to Saturday Night Dialogues. It is March the 28th, 2026. We have a packed call for you tonight. Come on in. Tonight, We are going to touch on how Iraq is building their reserves to strengthen the Iraqi dinar. And as always, we're going to take you to the receipts and show you. We're going to show you how the war is connected to the strengthening of the Iraqi dinar. We're going to show you the receipts. Vietnamese bonds. What's happening with Vietnam and their bonds that is strengthening the value of the Vietnamese dong as well. Then the key to the currency exchanges for every currency within the new banking system. XRP. Goldilocks has an update on XRP as well. Come on in, beautiful people. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. In 4 minutes, we will kick off the dialogues call. Come on in. Get yourself settled. No one knows next level the rate of any currency. For example, next level, currency rates change and fluctuate every day. No one knows what the rate of any specific currency is going to be ahead of time. Contrary to the belief of what may have been said on the internet for so long about certain rates. No, this is not a chat for Forex. But welcome home, COOR Group. Thanks, Cameron. Yes, folks, please hit that like button. Give us some fire, some heart emojis. Tribe, let's welcome the new people in to the room. Show them some love. Show them some tribe love like we always do. Welcome in, folks. For those of you that are new, for those of you that are not new, we welcome you all with love. That's right. The beautiful brunette Grand is one of our amazing leaders in the tribe, is giving y'all, dropping dimes. Come on in, beautiful people. Come on in, come on in. So I guess you got your question answered, next level. That was a test question to the chat, next level. I see you. A man, a few words. One of our founding members. Good evening, young man. Come on in, beautiful people. In 2 minutes, we were going to get kicked off officially on this amazing call. If David Schulte is in the chat, type here in all caps if you're here. And also, if Millionaire in P, if you are here. And new babies, if you're still here, let me know, please. I have a question for you. And we're going to get kicked off officially in 2 minutes. Come on in, beautiful people. We got an amazing call tonight. Welcome to Saturday Night Dialogues. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Omar Rosario. Is that the Boogie Down Bronx that just came into the room? Is that the Boogie Down Bronx? Doing well, beloved. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Michael Piscini, you said you're here. All right. New babies, I want you to stay on the call. At the end of the articles, new babies, I want to bring you on live, and we're about your bank experience, and I want to hear about it. I want you to share, because a lot of people will be able to learn from where you're at and what you've done. The Boogie Down Bronx. My beautiful brunette Grand and my cheesecake. All right, beautiful folks, we are ready to get this call kicked off. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Saturday Night Dialogues. Tonight is an amazing, powerful, packed call. I'm going to get kicked off with some prayer. Father God, thank you for allowing us to be here once again as a family, as a tribe. we welcome everyone, whether they are new to the channel, not so new to the channel. We welcome everyone with open arms. We thank you, Father, for bringing each and every person to hear this chat, to hear this call, all across the world where thousands will hear it. We ask that you guide us, protect us, and keep us in your precious name. Amen. All right, folks, Iraq, they are building their reserves to strengthen the Iraqi dinar. We're going to get into those receipts tonight. We're going to also show you how the war is the Iraqi dinar in Iraq, and what they are doing with the dinar is actually connected to the war and what's happening with it. Vietnamese bonds, we're going to touch on tonight, and then also the key to the currency exchange, XRP, and what's happening, the latest update that Goldilocks shared this week, the latest from Ripple and XRP. Real quick, folks, Goldilocks QF Dialogues room is a read-only room. That's where, folks, we were for, it'll be 2 years in July, well, 2 years in June, where we opened up that room. We were there 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and sharing how to establish relationships, sharing Goldilocks articles, breaking them down, helping people when they had issues at the banks come back to the room. We wrap our arms around them, coach them. They were dusted, busted, disgusted. We clean them up, get them set back straight, and take them. They go right back to the banks and get established. Now many people have 2, 3, 4 relationships with various bankers, various private firms. It was in the Goldilocks QF Dialogues room, where now it is just a read-only room. We are not there to give you the face-to-face anymore, but all the history is all there for you to research. Goldilocks Global Banking News is the daily podcast where I break down Goldilocks articles. We're now at almost 2.7 million views worldwide, over 22,000 subscribers in over 84 countries. Also, we unveiled last week the amazing website, GoldilocksGlobalBankingNews.com. That is where it'll be a central hub also for the Goldilocks podcast and articles. Also, that is where you'll be able to sign up for the Goldilocks email list. And also, last but not least, there's something that we are working on to add to the website that is going to be very powerful for people to prepare for the banking relationships. All right, and that I'm going to touch on that in a little bit. I'm going to come back to that. But also, I want to quickly recognize the amazing Alice, one of our founders and leaders in the tribe, her and her good husband, Sam. I want to thank Alice for last week sharing her recent update with her private wealth management firm, and also helping out members, I think it was Noel and MCH something, that had questions about establishing bank relationships, and Alice was so kind to help them. In fact, for those that don't know, these Saturday night dialogues live streamed on YouTube now. This is our 4th one. You all can thank Alice. If it wasn't for Alice, the Saturday night dialogues call would have only remained in Telegram. We wouldn't have come to YouTube Live. But it was because of Alice, and she knows why, and I told you why. But thanks to Alice, we're all here. When I heard in her voice missing the tribe in the community on that last Telegram call, and I said, I need to do something about this, because that means a lot of other people, in the tribe was missing this. So I decided to do the lives. I got with Goldilocks and said, hey, this is what I want to do, and here we are. Now, also, folks, I would like to also recognize a man of few words, one of our amazing founders, and also the beautiful Brunette Grant, one of our amazing founders, for contributing to help the channel last Saturday's call through Super Chat. We greatly appreciate you supporting the channel, and if anyone would like to support the channel and help to get the word out, you can do so through Super Chat, and we greatly appreciate you. Thank you both. beautiful founding members. All right, folks, tonight we have the amazing sniper that's going to come with us. I want to show you something real quick. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Speaking of, what we're going to be adding to the website, I want to share something with you all just so that you are aware. I know a lot of you are not aware, but this is going to be a quick education for a lot of you folks. If you can see my screen, I'm going to show you something. This is the Goldilocks Global Banking News podcast on YouTube. You see this right here? Real bank experiences. You see that right there where my mouse is? Over 177 real videos. These are shorts, less than 60 seconds apiece. Over 177 real bank experiences, not those one-off so-called bank stories that are beginning to float on the internet. And then if you go down here, another 25. These are longer real bank appointment updates where we have couples, husband and wives, in here sharing their updates and bank experiences and their bank appointment updates with their wealth managers. Right here. Over 25. And then real bank experiences over 177. I just wanted to share that with you all so you have an idea. And let me go back so y'all can see it, just in case if you need to see it a little better. You'll be able to access right on YouTube on the playlist right here. All right. Over 177 bank experiences. Real different people. And down right there. All right. Just so that you're aware. Now, we are going to get into this call. I just wanted to share that with you real quick. Let's get this going. I'm first going to go right into where it all starts for you all to have an understanding of what really, and how this really works. I'm going to expand this to break it a little bigger for you. I hope you all can see it. Folks, I know you are used to hearing this and seeing this. I want you to pay attention because the currency revaluation from the Trump administration should become even more clear to you tonight. It should become more clear to you tonight. Many of you probably not even aware of this about Trump's RV plan. But here it is. Currency revaluation is likely to be a priority for some members of the potential second Trump administration, mainly because of the viewpoint that an overvalued dollar contributes to the trade deficit. Now go back. Currency revaluation. This is from Politico. From April 2024. Currency revaluation in black and white is likely to be priority due to the trade deficit. But this part right here, we're going to show you tonight how this ties into what's happening right now with the war. But weakening the dollar, this is from the Trump administration, but weakening the dollar could have other far-reaching consequences, from sending consumer prices for imported products soaring to inviting retaliation from other countries and threatening the dollar's role as the world reserve's currency, which would undermine U.S. sanctions on adversaries like Iran. And we are at war with, folks, type into the chat right now. Who are we at war with right now? Type into the chat. Light it up. It's Iran. Now. For some that might say, why would President Trump want to weaken the dollar? Why would he do that? No way President Trump will weaken the dollar. Really? Folks, this is macroeconomics. This is not Twitter economics. This is macroeconomics that Trump is dealing with. This is chess, not checkers. This is not ego. Oh, I'm the U.S. president, so I'm going to keep the dollar strong. No, in 2017, when he was asked by the reporter, Mr. Trump, what are you going to do with the countries that continuously devalue their currencies? His response was, I'm going to level the playing field. Folks, to level the playing field, that does not mean a stronger dollar over every other currency. That's what has caused the trade deficit in the U.S. in the first place. For those that have been following Goldilocks for a while, you understand why. But look at this. This is just last month, folks. Trump thinks a weaker dollar is great for America Is he right? Did you know that he thinks that a weaker dollar is... What does it say right here, folks, about the currency revaluation? What does it say? Currency revaluation due to what? The trade deficit? But weakening the dollar? Weakening the dollar. So he thinks a weaker dollar is great for America. What if it's great for the whole world? Now let's go right here. This is the same article. I just scroll right down. The dollar continues to sink. But is that a good thing for the U.S. economy? President Trump seems to think so. Currency revaluation is likely to be a priority for some members of the second Trump administration due to the trade deficit. But weakening the dollar could have far-reaching approach. So this is a plan, folks, to weaken the dollar. Weaken the dollar. Now let's get into Iraq. I hope that gave y'all a little bit of education to understand what's really happening with the U.S. dollar getting weaker. Some may think, oh, no way in the world Trump would allow the dollar to get weaker. This man knows more than any of us when it comes to finance. He knows more than any of us of what is needed in the world. His plan there's no secret. His plan is out there. Now let's get to Iraq and the dinar and how the dinar plays a part in all of this too. And Goldilocks sharing this week. The Iraqi dinar faces significant downward pressure from Iraq's declaration of force majeure on foreign-operated oil fields amid the Strait of Hormuz disruptions. Folks, the force majeure is a halt, a complete stop, a shutdown. Iraq shut down oil distribution through this Strait of Hormuz. What is Iraq's number one source of revenue? Oil. Continues. Oil revenues account for over 90% of Iraq's government income and nearly all public spending, making the country highly vulnerable to export halts. So I want you to pay very close attention because now it's going to connect to the dinar and to the strengthening of the dinar. You're about to see it. This Iran war in the shutdown of the Strait of Hormuz, the oil checkpoint. Why is the Iraqi dinar quietly a part of this? Well, 90% of Iraq's oil goes through this particular checkpoint. 20% of the world's oil goes through that checkpoint. Now let's get to how this connects. If you all know the Strait of Hormuz, Iran made it a point to state that only if a country wanted to move their oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz, they had to settle the transactions in the Chinese yuan only. The Chinese yuan. Pay attention. Goldilocks shared this back in December 2024 when it was when people wasn't paying attention, but just those here in the Telegram room following Goldilocks. From the CBI, the Central Bank of Iraq announced the expansion of external transfer channels for local banks to include new currencies. We showed this last week. So Iraq signed a contract with the United States Department of Treasury, the Federal Reserve, to allow 6 to 7 more foreign currencies into their reserves. This is Iraq, the Central Bank of Iraq. They are the Jordanian dinar, the Saudi riyal, euros, US dollars, of course, UAE dirham, the Chinese yuan, and Indian rupee. The Chinese yuan, folks, is the currency that only these oil tankers now traveling through the Strait of Hormuz must be settled in the Chinese yuan. Why is this relevant to the dinar? Folks, these are the 6 or 7 currencies that Iraq, since 2024, have begun to stockpile into their reserves. The Chinese yuan, and we're going to show you next by Goldilocks, is in essence becoming the Petro-yuan, meaning petroleum will be settled in the yuan. Well, that increases the value of the Chinese yuan because of the demand will go up because of all this oil. As the Chinese yuan goes up, so do the value of the reserves in the Central Bank of Iraq, because it's one of their currency reserves. So as the value goes up in their reserves, their local currency's strength begins to build. What is their local currency? The Iraqi dinar. No different than if next week, the week after, there's a major announcement that, all oil now also has to be settled in the Saudi riyal and the Chinese yuan. Well, that strengthens the dinar because that's one of their major reserves. If all of a sudden, euros, if an announcement went out for all young men in the world, if you want to take a young lady out on a date, you must settle that transaction in euros. That'll benefit the Iraqi dinar. I'm reaching, but I'm just using it as an example. But these are their reserves. But the major oil in the world to be settled in Chinese yuan in Iraq almost a year and a half ago, signed a contract for that same currency and to be in the reserves. Are you connecting the dots, folks? Currency evaluation is like to be priority for some members of the second Trump administration. Folks, you are beginning to see how everything is connected to everything. All right. My man Sniper is going to come to the scene. He's going to show you more about this Chinese yuan. Oh, I need to tap in here. Give me a second. One second. I might need to join my good men over here. Be a good idea to join them. Oops, it's going to allow me in. Hold on a second, folks. All right, can y'all hear me? Sniper? I don't think so. Okay, hold on 1 second. It does that to me, so I'm gonna have to go over here to the other one. Can you hear me, Sniper?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, young man. You doing all right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
How you doing tonight?
Doing great. So you gonna take your wife out on her next date and pay in euros?
Absolutely. As long as it benefits the cause, let's go.
All right, let's rock and roll. The floor is yours.
Absolutely. The escalating tensions in the Strait of Hormuz in early 2026 amid the ongoing conflict involving Iran. The U.S. and Israel have disrupted global oil flows through this critical choke point, which handles about 20% of the world's oil supply. Mm-hmm. Iran has reportedly conditioned limited tanker passage and oil transactions being settled in the Chinese yuan rather than the U.S. dollars, marking a direct challenge to the long-standing petrodollar system.
See, folks, what he's reading to you about Goldilocks, the fact of the matter is, folks, you may not be aware, all of the oil settlement from not just Iraq, all of the world, has been in the U.S. dollar. So when Iraq needs to do settlements of other oil transactions, billions daily, it wasn't in the Iraqi dinar. It was in the U.S. dollar. That's why it's called the petrodollar. But that's, again, majority of all countries around the world that had to settle their oil transactions, meaning this is oil that's, folks, that they're selling across the world on the water. in the billions daily, not in their own currencies, in the US dollar. This is why the dollar is called the petrodollar. But there's a shift now to the Chinese yuan for petro-yuan, which it is one of the major reserves in the central bank of Iraq that will boost the strength of the Iraqi dinar. Go ahead, young man.
Yes, sir. The petrodollar system, established in 1970s, requires major oil exporters, particularly in the Gulf, to price and settle oil sales predominantly in U.S. dollars. This creates a constant global demand for dollars, as buyers must acquire them to purchase energy. It bolsters the dollar status as the world primary reserve currency, supporting U.S. borrowing at low rates and reinforces American geopolitical influence through financial leverage. The proposed shift to the Petro-yuan model, where oil priced at settled in yuan, represents a structural change by eroding this dollar exclusivity. Iran's move weaponizes the strait as leverage, incentivizing buyers, especially in Asia like China, to use yuan for access. Even if temporary or partially, it normalizes non-dollar settlements in key energy routes. This accelerates de-dollarization trends as countries seek alternatives to bypass U.S. sanctions and reduce exposure to dollar-based systems.
Folks, you're going to see I'm going to remind you of something. Listen to this very carefully, and I'm going to show you something. For those that are here live and for those watching on replay, watch what I'm about to show you. So right here where it states, this accelerates de-dollarization trends. This is because the U.S. dollar is getting weaker. So these countries are trending away from the U.S. dollar. But watch this. As countries seek alternatives to bypass U.S. sanctions and reduce exposure to dollar-based systems. Let's go back up so I can show you what you probably forgot that I just showed you from the beginning. Currency revaluation is likely to be a priority for some members of the potential second Trump administration due to the viewpoint that an overvalued dollar contributes to the trade deficit. But weakening the dollar could have far-reaching consequences, from sending consumer prices for imported products soaring, to inviting retaliation from other countries, and threatening the dollar's role as a reserve currency, which would undermine U.S. sanctions on adversaries like Iran. Just to show you again, right here. This accelerates. This, folks, that was from April 2024 from the Trump administration talking about the currency evaluation. This Goldilocks sharing is from this week. This accelerates de-dollarization trends as countries seek alternatives to bypass U.S. sanctions, just like Iran. Are you beginning to connect the dots, folks? Are you picking up what Goldilocks is putting down? Okay, young man. And
Yes, sir.
You can continue.
Yes, sir. Over time, this could reshape global currency exchange rates by reducing demand for dollar and energy trade, potentially weakening the dollar's value relative to others like the yuan, as fewer dollars are needed for oil purchases.
You see, here we go. Weakening the dollar, reducing demand for dollars in energy trade, potentially weakening the dollar's value related to others like the yuan, as fewer dollars are needed for oil purchases. Remember Trump's plan? Trump is all in favor of what? Go back over it. Weakening the dollar. Trump thinks you see he's executing his plan masked through war. I mean, it's not something that you need to guess. If you know how to see it and connect the dots, it's right here in front of you. Go, young man.
Yes, sir. Increase yuan demand, strengthening it as a reserve and trade currency, and encouraging more central banks to hold yuan reserves. Contributing to broader fragmentation, where currencies in the yuan gain a share in the global reserves and transactions, leading to more volatile and multipolar exchange rate dynamics.
And folks, just think, I'm just give you a little bit of nugget. Just because the Chinese yuan, this is not where we're advising anyone to go out and invest in the Chinese yuan. No, pay attention to it because it's connected to the dinar, to the strengthening of the Iraqi dinar, being that it's one of their major reserves that strengthens the Iraqi dinar. But when you see things like this, you can begin to connect the dots of what's happening and what you see in the mainstream media. It's actually connected to this war is connected to the Iraqi dinar. Oh, it's connected to not only the Iraqi dinar, but all currencies around the world. Go, young man.
Yes, sir. Experts note while the dollar's dominance won't vanish overnight, due to its deep financial markets, liquidity and networks affect a credible, sustained push like this could initiate a gradual but profound rebalancing in the global monetary order.
A gradual but profound balancing in the global monetary order. What did the reporter ask Trump he was going to do about currency devaluation in 2017? His response was, I'm going to level the playing field. Leveling the playing field, folks, is creating balance. This is the rebalance of the global monetary order. Trump is playing chess while people on the internet is playing checkers. Pay attention. Okay, young man. I think that was the first thing we're going to skip down. So then we go to Vietnam.
Yes, sir. All right. Vietnam's upgrade to secondary emerging market status by the FTSE Russell is poised to boost foreign capital inflows into both equity and potentially bond markets, likely strengthening the Vietnamese dong.
Okay, thank you. Folks, Vietnam's upgrade to secondary emerging market status by the FTSE Russell is poised to boost foreign capital inflows into both the equity and potentially bond markets. Capital inflows, folks, this is the flow of money, wealth from global financial institutions, your large firms, where they are not just firms, but also manufacturing plants that are flooding to Vietnam to invest, to set up shop, like the various Fortune 100 companies and distribution companies, Apple, Google, Walmart, Sam's Club, T-Mobile. I just saw T-Mobile the other day. But major manufacturing companies moving to Vietnam, setting up shop because of the potential. But investors, your largest firms, which many of our members already have established relationships with and are indirectly advising their clients regarding emerging market currencies and worthy investments, they're all setting up in Vietnam. No different. Just like when President Trump and his own personal company that broke ground last spring in Vietnam for a $1.5 billion golf course, hotel, resort. The Trump companies. Many investors. That is foreign capital inflows. See, before, historically for years, Vietnam would not allow foreign companies to come into their markets. Now, they open in the floodgates are flooding in. And also, this will help their bond market where investors are investing in Vietnamese bonds. And those bonds will help to strengthen the value of the Vietnamese dong as well. Go, young man.
Yes, sir. All right. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Increased confidence and easier market access attract capital, driving demand for local assets and putting upward pressure on the currency.
Upward pressure on the Vietnamese dong, meaning upward pressure to push the value up. That's upward pressure. Okay. Impact on the bond market.
Yep. Impact on the bond market and currency. Bond market strength enhanced status brings international investment, which can increase liquidity and lowering borrowing costs, strengthening the overall financial market infrastructure. Dong pressure. Increased foreign interest requires buying local currency to acquire assets, which typically supports or causes the Vietnamese dong to appreciate.
This is very important. Increased foreign interest, folks. These are the investors now that are flooding to Vietnam. Requires buying local currency. What's the local currency? The dong. To acquire assets. So when they acquire land to build manufacturers, when they acquire permits to build within Vietnam, when they build all these various infrastructures, these distribution plants, these manufacturing plants, they also have to hire local help. And they will pay in the Vietnamese dong. They will pay for everything in the local currency, which is the Vietnamese dong. This typically supports or causes the Vietnamese dong to go up in value, go up in rate, because it gets stronger as the inflows of capital flood into their country, unlike never before. This is why also, folks, you're not aware, for many of you that may not be aware, this is where Vietnam last year passed within a 45-day period over 30 to 40 different laws. These are regulations that they passed in order to open up their markets, their local market, their finance market, so that investors from around the world can come into Vietnam. And this is giving the Vietnamese dong strength and support that it never had before to increase in rate. Go ahead, young man.
Yes, sir. Excuse me. Risks. The upgrade is a net positive. Short-term volatility is possible if local liquidity cannot absorb the rapid inflows. Through long-term effects are generally seen as stabilizing. The review is expected to be finished in March. The announcement is expected to be in April 2026 and take effect September 2026.
This is the FTSE Russell, folks. The FTSE Russell, what this is, for those that are not aware, this will open Vietnam and the Vietnamese dong to global markets that they didn't have access to before, that the dong did not have access to before. Why? Because Vietnam operated under a closed market system, not an open market system. So the Vietnamese dong didn't have the opportunity to go beyond the borders of Vietnam because of the restrictions and the laws that they had in place before. Well, they completely changed their laws. They had to in order to qualify for the FTSE Russell. For those that don't know what that is, let me briefly explain. The FTSE Russell is an international stock exchange. It's connected to the London Stock Exchange, which is connected to the New York Stock Exchange. This is trillions of currency and stocks moved in the markets daily. The Vietnamese dong was never had the opportunity to have access to this before. Now that they are going into the FTSE Russell, where the FTSE Russell will upgrade Vietnam's economy to an emerging market, the Vietnamese dong will now have access beyond its borders, unlike ever before. Vietnam is on track. You can go ahead.
Yep, Vietnam is on track for September 21st, 2026. Market upgrade. Provided an interim review of March 2026 confirms that ongoing reforms to improve foreign access to trade and settlement systems are successful. Watch the water.
Watch the water. XRP. Now, folks, for those that may not be aware, there is no way that we'll be able to exchange the Iraqi dinar into your home currency or any other currency into your home currency in the new banking system. In the new banking system without XRP. It's not going to happen. XRP via ISO 222, the compliance mechanism that all central banks and banks around the world became compliant with, went live with. By the end of 2024, all banks are now connected. This is the new banking system, folks. This will enable in the new digital banking system for all assets, paper currencies, to convert into their new values. For immediate update of those values, it will be through XRP. XRP, based on developments as of March the 26th, is considered a digital commodity under U.S. federal law. As of March the 26th, it's considered a digital commodity. This is value asset, folks. XRP is gaining even more strength for the new banking system. XRP is considered a digital commodity because it is a decentralized, finite, utility-driven asset used for liquidity and settlement, not because it represents ownership in a physical asset. Decentralized, folks, means it is not centralized to the banking system, to the central banks. It is decentralized. However, although it's decentralized, because of ISO 222, the compliance of the banking system, it can move through the banking system, although decentralized. As a native currency of XRP Ledger, its value is derived from market demand for its speed and utility, not by being pegged to gold. All right. Now, Goldilocks shared about the increased confidence in currency values. That's increasing. We're going to touch on that next, but it's also connected to the regulations that are loosening on XRP. And for those that may not be aware, I'm going to remind some of those that are aware and new to some of you that are not aware. When it comes to XRP, ISO 222, Ripple, Iraq went live with Temenos, Ripple partner, in the summer of 2024. Iraq connected to the exact parent company that owns XRP. I'm sure, Sniper, you remember that.
Yes, sir.
Now, folks, Goldilocks shares about the market access, increased confidence in currencies that are happening in the world right now. Go, young man. Floor is yours.
Yes, sir. How increased confidence and easier market access increases a country's currency value. When a country builds greater investor confidence through solid economic performance, political stability, or pro-business reforms, and opens up its markets more easily via trade deals, deregulation, or improved infrastructure, it draws in a foreign capital like a magnet. International investors seeking higher returns or diversification pour money into local assets such as stocks, government bonds, corporate securities, and real estate.
One second, beloved. So, folks, this is exactly what Goldilocks was stating that's happening right now in Vietnam. When a country builds greater investor confidence, which Vietnam has built much confidence around the world through solid economic performance, folks, Vietnam, just so you're aware, is considered one of the fastest growing economies in the world. And it is the fastest growing economy in Asia. Political stability. Vietnam has strong political stability, or pro-business reforms. They passed all of those last year and opens its markets more easily via trade deals, deregulation, and improved infrastructure. It draws in foreign capital like a magnet. This is the floodgates that has now opened in Vietnam, with investors flocking to Vietnam. International investors seeking higher returns or diversification. They pour money into local assets into Vietnam, such as stocks, government bonds, corporate securities, real estate. This strengthens also the value of the Vietnamese dong. Go, young man.
Yes, sir. To buy these assets, foreigners must first obtain the local currency.
They must obtain the dong in order to make all these purchases. Go ahead.
They sell their own currencies example, the dollar or euro, on the forex exchange market and buying a domestic one.
Now you see, folks,
This create
what Goldilocks is talking about is foreign currency exchange. So when these investors that come from, let's say they come from somewhere in Europe and they have, or wherever they have euros, they're going to exchange. It'll all be done electronically for dong or whatever country if they bring cash. If not, it'll all just be done electronically anyway. Go, young man.
yes, sir. This creates a sudden surge in demand for the local currency.
Which will create a sudden surge in the demand for the Vietnamese dong. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. In short term, the supply of the currency is relatively fixed. Basic economics of supply and demand when takes over, higher demand with steady supply drives up currency price, its exchange rate.
Okay, let me
It's-
1 second. Let me re-emphasize this. Folks, this is where you see how rates go up. Basic economics of supply and demand then takes over. In short, the supply for the currency is relatively fixed. Basic economics of supply and demand then takes over. Higher demand for that currency, let's say for the dong, then steady supply drives the currency's value or the currency's price up. That's what drives the exchange rate up. When the demand for that currency goes up, just like the demand for the dong is going through the roof with all these investors flocking to Vietnam. The demand for the dong is going up. Economists call.
Economists call this currency appreciation. The local unit becomes stronger, meaning one unit now buys more foreign currency than before.
Mhm.
The result? Upward pressure on the exchange rate that can create a virtuous cycle. A stronger currency signals stability, attracting even more capital. While this makes imports cheaper and helps control inflation, it may make exports less competitive. Overall, the process directly links investor optimism and market openness to a higher currency value through increased foreign demand.
Okay. Now, folks, this is how a currency's rate goes up. Through supply and demand, for the demand of the currency in the market. Folks, this is from Investopedia. I'm not gonna go, but this is basic economics. When some of you are thinking like, but hold up, Freedom, we were told blah 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 is how the rates will go up. That's not basic economics, folks. That's not how the financial world defines how a currency rate goes up. But don't worry. I forget the name of that lady who used to sing that song. It's about how you get there. I know you don't care how you get there. Get there if you can. So I know some of you don't care how the rate goes up, just as long as it goes up. You don't care how you get there. Just get there if you can. Rate go up. So, but the facts in writing, I'm not going to go into it tonight, but it'll tell you in Investopedia. Currency, look at the link. Investopedia terms currency appreciation. This is where it tells you how currency rates go up. Goldilocks is giving it to you directly from the source, telling you how currency rates go up through what? Demand for that currency creates the value of that currency to go up. For example, if there's no real demand for something that you're selling, what oftentimes people will do is sell it at a discount. They can't get rid of it. They want to get rid of it bad. But if there's a higher demand for whatever product you're selling, people will increase the rate or the price of such item. That's basic economics. It's no different from the revaluation of currencies, because currencies fluctuate every day. But as the demand goes up, for example, let's just get down to basic understanding. I'm gonna ask you all a question. I want you to think of in your head a currency that there's no real demand for it. Let's do this. Chat. Let's do it. Let's do a quick chat exercise. Cause I want to see what you type. Folks, I want you to think of any currency. It could be the Mexican peso. It could be the Argentinian. Type a currency into the chat that you hardly ever hear of, but you know about it. Just type it into the chat. I want to see something and prove something to you. Not prove something to you, but show you something. Type any currency outside of the currencies you're invested in into the chat. Outside of the currencies that you're invested into the chat. Okay, there goes. Okay, Zimbabwe. We got one. Thank you, Edward. Give me another one. Oh, Indonesia rupiah. Thank you. Follow the bounce. Okay, outside. Outside. Okay. Well, Dinar. Okay, don't. Okay. Give me another one. Give me another one. Someone give me a currency into Indonesian. Okay, thank you. Zimbabwe. Okay. Brazil real. Okay. Canadian. Okay. Laos. Okay. Pango. Indonesia rupiah. Okay. Any one of those. Okay. Iran. Okay. All right. We got Iranian real. We got the naira, Canadian dollar, Zimbabwe, Indonesian, Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese dong. Okay. Afghani, Mexican peso. Won. We got won, which I think you mean won. Indonesia rupee, luni, bolivar, Brazilian real. Okay. Excellent. Love them. Turkish lira, German franc. Okay. Chilean peso. Now, if can right now, not after the RV, I'm talking about right now. Are there any, if you invest in any of these currencies and you are wealthy right now, I'm not talking about after the RV, I'm talking about right now. Type into the chat, millionaire, if you truly know someone or you are a millionaire from any of those currencies that you typed into the chat, that you're a millionaire right now. You, not someone else, but you. It'll be crickets. Why? There's no large demand for those currencies. There's no large demand. In the investment community of RV, Craig. Okay, Craig. I see you, Craig. Craig. Behave yourself. Okay. There's no demand. There's no large demand. And for those who are thinking, yeah, I got that currency. There must be in high demand. I know people invest in them. Where's the wealth now? There's not a high demand. The only demand is in the dinar community, which is less than 1%. That's not a strong demand at all. The demand is what creates the value. No different if someone is trying to sell a car on the car lot at a car dealership that stays on the lot for months and months, they just start dropping the price because there's no demand for it. But if there's a high demand for that car, they're going to have the price through the roof. This is basic economics, not RV economics on the internet. All right. Let's go.
Yes, sir. This dynamic explains why emerging markets often see their currency strengthen during investment booms, and why sudden capital outflows can reverse the effect.
There it is. Okay. Now we're going to get into, again, de-dollarization, paper currencies, and how the value of other currencies are beginning to increase and go up because of the dollar going down. Go, young man. A significant structural shift is underway
Yes, sir.
in global finance.
Yes, sir. Central banks and institutional investors are gradually reducing exposure to paper fiat currencies, particularly the U.S. Treasuries, in favor of hard assets like gold, commodities, and real estate, alongside emerging asset backed digital instruments.
Mhm.
This trend, often labeled de dollarization or a return of sound money, stems from persistent concerns over record global debt levels, ongoing inflation risks, and geopolitical tensions that could disrupt dollar based systems.
Mhm.
Central banks, especially in emerging markets such as China, India, Russia, and others within the BRICS framework, have accelerated gold purchases, with annual buying exceeding 1,000 tons in recent years, far above historical averages for the first time in decades.
Mhm.
The value of global central banks' gold holdings has surpassed the holdings of the U.S. Treasuries, reflecting a deliberate diversification and strategy.
That's right. A deliberate diversification strategy away from the U.S. dollar into gold and other foreign currencies. Okay, okay, okay. Got it. Now, and there was one last thing that Goldilocks shared, and I'm going to pop that over there, young man.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Goldilocks dropped some serious gems. And I'm going to drop this into the room. All right. And if you can read this as well, I would appreciate it, young man.
Yes, sir. Many analysts and global institutions are describing the period of around 2026 as a structural reset or a tipping point, where the old rules of the global economy are giving away to new realities. This shift is characterized by intense geopolitical competition, the rapid adoption of AI, and a move from globalization to a more fragmented transactional world order. We'll talk about this early next week.
We're moving through the tipping point for a structural reset for the period of 2026. Pay attention, folks. Pay attention very closely. Now. Folks, what I want to do is I would like. I'm not sure if David came onto the call. David Schultz, if you are here, type here into the chat. If not, I know New Babies, you are here. New Babies, I want you to come on live. If New Babies, are you here? Type here into the chat, please. You are set with your banks, and I would Dragon Ball. Oh man, New Babies, are you still here? I know there's a delay. Okay. 1 second here. Okay. All right, New Babies. If you can, and folks, this is for New Babies only. Please follow directions. New Babies only. She-Hulk, if you are still here, in fact, let me do this. She-Hulk, if you are still here, can you open the Telegram room for New Babies, folks? This is only for New Babies, so that New Babies can come on live, and she's going to share her latest update with her bankers. You will have an opportunity to learn. But a lot of you that had questions earlier, you'll be able to learn from this young lady who will share her experience. She has 3, 4, or 5 that she's connected with. This will be a great opportunity for you to learn, and we'll do some live coaching, and we'll be on here with her and help as well. But let's get New Babies into. Okay. Let's get this open for you, new babies. All right. Hold on 1 second, new babies. We'll get you in. Two seconds. I'm going to open it up. Okay. All right. I think I see you. I think I see you. Okay. All right. I believe we are here. Let me go in here. New babies. You must be TJ, Design for a Purpose. If you can unmute, if that's you. You can unmute. TJ.
Greetings, everyone. I apologize. I'm on noodle duty. So.
That's okay. It's all good. No problem at all. Awesome. Now, you typed into the chat. First, we can ask you a quick question. How long have you been with us?
Probably since it's only been about 5 months.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, 5 months. All right. Now, you typed into the chat 2 weeks ago that you have 5 wealth managers and 3 secured. What was your? I forget your exact. Can you?
Five appointments, 4 secured, 3 were. Yes.
Okay. Repeat it one more time.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so yes, it's 5. I had 5 appointments.
Mm-hmm.
I secured 4.
Mm-hmm.
3 were tier 1, and then 1 was with a private.
Wow. Okay, so 3 tier 1s and 3 tier 1 banks and 1 private wealth management firm. And did you meet with any of them face to face? Were they Zooms or what were they?
2 were face to face, and 1 was Zoom.
Walk us through, because this would be a good experience for, and folks, okay, what I'm going to do real quick, I got to do this. What I would love for you to do is share from beginning of one of those experiences to the point where you had your face to face, but I think you said you had some hiccups too, right?
I did. I literally just became woke around October, my birthday
Mm-hmm.
of 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Is when I heard about the reevaluation and everything. And so I was in some group. I was all over the place. I didn't have any good guidance. And
Mm-hmm.
I actually reached out to him because he's pretty and trying to get some guidance, but he referred me back to the room. Like, okay, I went to one of the appointments. I did not speak anything about the RV. I didn't say RV. I didn't say the gentleman name. I didn't say anything. But I went in there. I was confident.
Okay.
So then after a while, that was that first. So I did not go back after that.
Okay. Okay.
I went on your live and I went back and we read all the 8 steps and I said, okay, I have why, my why.
Uh-huh.
He said, talk to the child, reassess, regroup, and I went in there and I started using the verbiage. I started saying, hey, I do understand that there's emerging markets.
Uh-huh.
So, and I said, and I've been studying and paying attention to the trade on the water.
Ah.
Saying those things, I kind of see on the Zoom, the guy kind of, his whole body language kind of perked up. He sat up straight.
Uh-huh.
So it's very different dialogue.
Okay, let me pause right there. This is very, very important, folks listening. If you heard her tell you, she went in initially, or her initial contact, she was, this is not her language, it's my language. She was lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
But then she came back to the room. You said you watched one of our videos. You started to read, started to pay attention to trade. So basically, you've been paying attention to what Goldilocks has been putting out about watching the water. You went in with the different language that they speak. Is that what I heard you say?
Absolutely correct. And when I started changing my verbiage, that's when I started noticing I was getting the attention that I was looking for.
Ah, yes.
Attention that is a little Joe Slow coming off and talk about RB currencies and diamond this and so
Okay, let's.
tell the whole.
I want you to stay right there before we move forward, because you are about to educate thousands of people, literally thousands of people who can learn what your experience was. Because let me tell you something, new babies. There's thousands of people out there right now that are going to banks saying what they shouldn't say, doing what they shouldn't be doing, because they're hearing on the internet fabricated bank stories that are put out there for content. Where and that you may be one of, you may have been one of those. But then and it's the wrong verbiage to speak, it's the wrong language, certain wrong things to say. And folks, you don't know, many people are getting blacklisted because they're contacting these banks with the wrong approach, because they hear on the internet from someone about a so-called bank story, when it's just to make and putting names of a bank on the internet, for example. I'm not gonna go into that, but that's a whole nother pot of poo-poo that you should not. If you ever hear someone on the internet saying, go to such and such bank because of whatever reason, that's where you don't go, because thousands would have already called or gone before you. By the time you get there, they're going to put you in the same category as the rest of those people that came or called before. And you're going to have, in their mind, the bankers, you're going to look like how New Babies looked when she first went in there, with the wrong information, because it's what was put on the internet. But so you did a U-turn, it sounds like, New Babies. You got it right. Now take us from that point when you changed your verbiage. So folks, she just didn't change her words and her verbiage. She also went in there with her why. Her energy changed. Her approach changed. Her mindset changed. Once that all changed, she got the attention that she wanted from the banker. That's what she said. Go ahead, young lady.
Absolutely correct. And in addition, when I went in there, I had already looked up each of the wealth managers. I looked up FINRA.
Ah, you did
So
your
I had
homework.
down, I knew how long they were with each company,
Mm-hmm.
their years of experience, and they were pretty shocked that I even knew about that site.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That also changed the trajectory, of the conversation as
Mm-hmm.
well. So like, okay, so she's really doing her research,
Mm-hmm.
and not once, I don't have a dime, not a dime with none of them, and and I'm like, I was able to secure without any funds And the one particular one is very well known. They told me that I have to have at least 50. I am a client.
Okay, you broke up. You said that you have to have fifth something, and you disappeared.
15, I have to have 15 million to even become a client.
Okay, gotcha. Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a dime with none of these.
Uh-huh.
15 million
Mm-hmm.
to become a
Mm-hmm.
with the private, and I don't have that with them. Is what I'm saying.
Right. So just so people can hear, because it's kind of choppy. So there's one particular firm, which is a private client firm, that they require you to have 15 million to do business with them. However, and you don't have it. However, you go ahead.
I am secured as a client.
I love it. Chat. Oh, chat. Tribe, light it up for her. Stay right here. We just got to show her some love right now. This young lady. So here she's with a and many of you already had the same experience, but here we go. Where what Wiley, myself, and we shared with you all from 2024 to 2026 to recent, still is helping people through factual information. This one of her firms that she secured with, the one private firm, you have to have $15 million to do business with them. She doesn't have it, but she is secured with that firm. Show her some love. Go ahead. Congratulations. You ain't done. We got to hear the rest. Hold on a second. You can't hear me? Hold on a second. Oh, they can't hear you. I think your audio is real low, my good lady. But 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I think some people can. Yeah, if you could speak up a little bit. But yes. Okay, so now you're secured with the firm, this private wealth firm, that you have to have 15 million, but you don't have 15 million. But let me ask you this before you continue. I know the answer, but I want you to say it. So, I want you to say it. Why do you think this firm? Okay, some people are saying they can't hear. But some people can hear, but some people can't. Okay. Oh, they can't hear you. Okay. Your voice is low. Some people can't hear you. That sucks. Okay. Okay. All right. 1 second. Hold on. We'll try to see if we can do something different to get your volume. There's nothing really. Oh, let me see something here. Okay. Can you speak up? Say something, new babies. Oh, wow. Okay. 1 second, folks. We got to get new babies. Can you say something?
Can you hear me now?
Is that better? I think that might be better. I turned your volume up on my end. 1 second. Let me see. I hope that helped. I turned. I don't know. I didn't even know I could turn your volume up, but I did. Okay, chat. Let me know. Okay, new baby, say something. Okay.
Hello?
Okay.
Greetings.
Okay. Do a testing 1 2 3. Oh, you're muffled.
Testing 1 2 3.
Okay, you're very low. They still can't hear you. Okay. Yeah. Do that. Go out and come back in. And I'm going to recap what you said to the folks. Okay, so folks, just so that you're listening, what new baby said was that she made some mistakes. She made some mistakes when contacting wealth management firms, saying the wrong thing, wrong energy, wrong approach. then what she did was she heard one of our videos, that she went into the Telegram room, she got into the 8 steps, and she researched more from Goldilocks, and she went back with a different energy. Long story short, the one private firm, she needs 15 million to do business with them and establish a relationship, but they proceeded to do business with her anyway because of her change in approach, and she's totally secured now with that particular firm. So, but I want you all to hear it from her. So she's gonna go out and come back. Okay, are you back now?
Here, can you hear me?
Okay, let's see, folks in the chat. Can you hear her now? Do a testing, 1, 2, 3, young lady.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Okay, let us know, chat, if you can hear her better. If not, that's okay. It'll just be what it is. Oh,
Okay.
you.
What
Oh,
about now?
I think that's better. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you louder now. I hope they can hear you
Okay.
louder. Hold on one sec. Okay. Did you take your earphone out? Still low. Okay, thanks.
I did.
Peculiar.
Yes, I had my headpiece on. I was trying to work my grandma.
Okay. 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 Wow, they're still saying you're very low. Man, and this is powerful what you're sharing. And folks need to hear this. Okay. All right. But no, so you're still very low. Yeah, she
Am I? Oh gosh.
okay, low but okay. Okay, low but okay. Oh, much better. Okay. Still low but okay. All right. So what I want to do is, even though some are saying it's much better, some are saying still low, I want to capture this. Oh, someone said it's better. Thank you, ER. So now what I want you to do is run it by us again for those that, because folks, you need to hear this from her voice instead of my raspy voice. So give it to us again, young lady. You went in with the wrong energy, the wrong approach, and you switched it around. Go ahead. You can start.
Yes, I was fumbling my words. I wasn't confident. And then after when I got turned down so many times, it was shattering. So I mean, I did. I went in there. I didn't know what I was talking about, and so then I finally left. I believe like I said, I inboxed Taiki Pretty back in November.
Okay.
But then when I heard, I went through. I was listening to all of the videos. I
Mhm.
listened in. I went back and did the 8 steps. So that 2 weeks ago is when I went back to. Let me see. 1, 2. Like I said, I had 5. I reached back out to him. I had 5 appointments. 5 appointments. I went back. I went to totally different banks. Totally different banks.
Mhm.
And then it's just pretty much like I said. I just how can I put this? When I made those appointments online, because you can make the appointments online. After
Right.
I made those appointments, I went in and I had more confidence because I was using their verbiage that they
Right.
understood.
Right.
And so
You spoke their language, not the language you're hearing on internet channels repeating what they say.
Correct.
Mhm.
Correct. And so once I started using, words like emerging markets, and I'm following the trades on the waters, and I never mentioned currency.
Mhm.
I never mentioned that. I never mentioned this Jamie person. I didn't mention any of those.
Jamie
And I
Dimon.
did not. Okay, him. I did not mention him. I had no idea who he was. Like I said, I'm new. I'm fairly new
Mhm.
to all of this, and I definitely did not mention them because I seen that, and I did not mention anything about them.
Mhm.
And so, like I said, but what I said when I went to the interviews, they kept on pressuring me, trying to get into where the funds are coming from. And I said, well, right now, I cannot disclose that at this time.
Mhm.
I said, I'm not in the liberty to discuss that right now. I don't feel comfortable. Right now, I'm just trying to build a relationship, and I'm trying to figure out whether or not we are a good fit for each other.
Yes. Yes, that's it. Keep going.
So,
Yes,
so
yes.
and they try to they come around. Well, do you know? Not know because right now there's still things that needs to be resolved, and I don't know. I don't want to give you a number, and
Mm-hmm.
then I tell you one thing, and then it's something else or below or higher. And so I just right now I'd rather not discuss that.
Smart. Smart.
And that's pretty much what I did. I did with that with all of them.
Yes. Yes. Now tell me, repeat the part about 15 million real quick.
Okay, so with the private wealth manager, their criteria to even become a client, you have to have a minimum of 15 million
Mm-hmm.
just to become a client.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have no funds with them at all. And in fact, even to this day, they still don't know where the funds are coming from.
Yes.
And I still haven't mentioned currencies to them at all.
Right. And I love it. This is you played it to the T. So they require 15 million. You don't have 15 million. But what's that S word you said you are with them?
Secured.
Secured, locked, and loaded. Your relationship is established, and you'll continue to evolve in that relationship. Once your relationship gets better and better and better, eventually it's going to come out. You're going to see the opportunity. They may bring it up to you. This is just the courting phase of establishing the relationship first and foremost before there's an opportunity to get more comfortable, to begin opening up to exactly everything. In fact, let's get Wiley.
And
Okay,
I've
go ahead.
already been on three webinars that my private wealth manager sent me. So I've been on. They're like 15 minutes long.
Mm.
But yeah, she sent me some paperwork, and she asked me how did I want to be contacted. If I want
Mm-hmm.
to be contacted weekly, bi-weekly, monthly.
Mm-hmm.
Just let her know if there's any questions. I can feel free to call her anytime.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
I love it because you said months ago you reached out to Ty Too Pretty in DM. He told you to go to the room, but to be honest with you, now your story sounds just like Ty Too Pretty's because he's set and sorted with all his bankers. Hey,
Yeah.
what Wiley? You want to chime in here?
Hey, good evening. Can you hear me, Freedom?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
So let me get this right.
Uh oh.
She joins the room 5 months ago, did some studying,
Mhm.
and she did this all on her own.
Yep.
What would
Amazing.
you say to somebody just seeing this today, or has seen it, or that's nervous to go do this? What
I
advice do
would
you have for them?
I would still say be confident. Use the correct verbiage. Don't be nervous. Um, because even now, I'm not a public speaker. I get nervous around people. Um, but the information that's in the room, all those videos, I stayed up countless. I stay up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning listening and studying. I have notebooks. Take notes, practice, and you will be fine. I mean, it's the stuff in the rooms in the Telegram group, and I'm also in Wiley's um
Wisdom.
wisdom, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in his room as well. And the information is very good, and it really helped me a lot. It really, really did. It actually worked when I really focused on those, mainly on those 8 steps, and I went over and over.
Mm-hmm.
So now I mean, I have no problem with my exchange when it comes down to time.
I love
I
it.
don't have a problem.
I love it.
Yep. But yeah, I would definitely say go back to the 8 steps. And thank you, Ty Too Pretty. But he redirected me.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
I
yep.
love it. That is so awesome. Congratulations.
Now, can
Thank
I ask
you.
her one follow-up
Of
question
course,
before you,
absolutely.
Freedom?
Absolutely.
Did you make a list of questions to send to these people to gauge feedback so you
I
could
did.
have the talking points, so you could have an ease of conversation, and they had a narrative of what you wanted to drive and what you wanted feedback from to make it easier when you walked in? You had a pre-positioned dialogue.
I did. All the questions that you have in the Wiley's Wisdom Room, I took those questions, and some of them I did kind of change a little bit to fit for me. Um, so I emailed them. I actually emailed them prior, the day before.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
And so
Yeah.
when he when he and she, because the two I'm really am going with, they both addressed them by number. They went one, they answered each question, and I took notes. In fact, the review I actually recorded it because I wanted to go back, and so if I forgot something or missed anything, I could go back and re-listen to it.
Did that give you the confidence you kind of needed to kind of start that conversation a bit? Like they knew what you were talking about, and when you started hearing it, you understood what you were getting the feedback from?
Yes, yes. I mean, I could tell from the first few times I actually went to the appointment up until the last time, there was a totally difference. There was a big difference in the whole dialogue.
Mm.
So I will have to say yes,
Words matter.
absolutely.
Yeah, words matter. And when you speak their terms, they're going to take you far more seriously than using these guru little click hit words that are out there. They don't understand those. So when you changed and you pivoted, that's when they opened up to you, and you are now secured in your financial futures. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations, new babies. Wow. This
Thank you.
this is so amazing to hear that you made the mistake that a lot of people did in saying the wrong things, wrong energy. Now, new babies, now that you've gone through this and now that you've made the mistakes yourself first of just blanketly going to then coming back and correcting it, can you see the value if people were to get proper instructions and guidance and how successful they will be versus just listening to what they hear on the internet?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And one of the I have to say with Goldilocks in the room,
Mm-hmm.
there's always documents in there to back up with
Mm-hmm.
what is being shared.
Right.
You know, and I could go to the website, to the IDS, to the and talking about speaking of the HCL, and I could
Mm.
literally go to those documents and view those documents and compare. And I mean, the information is legitimate information. It's not something that someone's just telling me
Mm-hmm.
because that's it sounds good.
Right.
But I actually could read it myself and just take notes from it.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
I have to say absolutely yes. I mean, it's confirmation that everything that you say, you have proof.
Yep.
You have documentation,
The
like
receipts.
legitimate documentation.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You
And
don't. You're not going to hear
okay,
opinions and our opinions and
Right.
our gut feelings and no. It's documented, sourced information. Good. Why?
this is what makes her informed and
Mm-hmm.
knowledgeable.
That's right.
So that when she walks into a regulated institution to do an exchange,
Mm-hmm.
she is getting the royal red carpet rolled out because she's doing it properly. She understands her investment. She understands the true language to speak of her investment,
Mm-hmm.
and she got far further than when she tried it her way.
Right. Right.
And again, I still have not told none of them
Yep.
about my currency. They
Uh-huh.
don't know how much I hold. They don't know what I hold. I just had it authenticated, but they don't know.
And you know
And
I
I
what?
get
think you
calls
have
from
stocks, commodities.
Right.
no.
There will come a time when it will come up in conversation, but your relationship and the comfort level between both parties, you and them, would be so strong. They're just gonna be like, oh, okay, it's currencies. Well, let's get to the emerging market. That's exactly what happened to a lot of our other members, and there are those same thing. Bankers don't know. Some they do, but it's the relationships that have been established that's the most important, and that's what you have.
Yes. Those questions, asking them if they were a fiduciary,
Mm-hmm.
all those questions I asked, and it worked. And I do. I want to thank you both, and I appreciate the room,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm glad that you did start the live back because I was literally stuck.
Mm.
I was stuck. I
Wow.
mean, I'm a little disappointed we can't really comment in the Telegram, but
Mm-hmm.
it's
New,
kind of
new
hard to do
babies
so.
know this. Know that you took the first steps to secure your financial future, not somebody else's.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And you buckled down, you studied, you did what you needed to do, you pivoted, you went back, you kept going. That is the fortitude it's going to take in this, folks, to be a success.
Mm-hmm.
Wealth doesn't happen, it's built.
That's right.
And you have to put effort to it.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's
I
amazing.
love her too, Freedom. We walked
Yeah.
away months ago, Freedom. I mean, how
Yeah.
many months did we walk away? We did this for 2 years for everybody.
Yep.
We walk away. Said if they want it, they can go learn it. They got to put some skin in it.
Mm-hmm.
This girl just proved that what we said was right. If
Yeah.
they have to put the skin in it, they're gonna go achieve it.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Lady Unique, your receipts relationship is a receipt. That's right, Lady Unique. It's amazing because, you know, it's a true testament, Wiley, of someone just applying themselves and also having the right information to go out and establish relationships versus just being thrown out to the wolves to go to any bank to say anything that sounds good. Because a lot of people have made the mistake of going to the banks and just saying what they hear or what they believe to be intelligent and get blacklisted or get the cold shoulder. So
Well, it all sounds good. You know what I mean? Freedom. It's nice little buzzwords, talking points.
right.
But in business, you have to have timely information and accurate information. Because if you don't have either of those, you're always going to be on your back foot and negotiating from positions of weakness.
Right. Exactly. All right. Well.
I love that she was able to take a misstep,
Mm-hmm.
went back to the room, studied up a little bit, tried it again
Mm-hmm.
with great success, and landed 2, not 1. She landed 2 people she's got business with.
Right. That's amazing.
And they ain't going to worry about that $15 million threshold on the other end. They're going to invite her right on in.
Yep. Exactly. It's amazing because new babies. Just think, you would have been extremely intimidated before when they told you that you need 15 million, but your confidence and your approach was so different. They just said, "Shit, 15 million? Don't worry about it. We're gonna take you as a client anyway."
Absolutely.
Freedom. Well, Freedom, you know this from the business. You were an international banker.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder to go acquire a client of that level than it is that somebody who's close to that level and you can build them there.
Exactly right. Yep. That's a
So they're not going to turn her away. She said the right thing. She did the right thing. She approached it properly. Like, hey, you're a little short, but we're going to take you. We're going to deal with this. Don't worry. Come
Yeah,
on in.
she's 15 million short, and they said, "Come on in."
Exactly.
Wow. Excuse me. That's awesome.
I
That
love
is
stories like this, Freedom. These always
yeah.
make my Saturdays when we hear these successes and people. And this one's even better because she did it on her own. We
That's
weren't
right.
there to give her the tutelage.
Mhm.
She just took what the information was there for 2 years and just drew it out for herself and applied it.
Right.
Anybody
right.
can do this.
That's right.
Yes, countless sleepless nights. I mean, literally listening and going back and rewinding and re-listening. So yes, so 2 years condensed and pretty much, because like I said, I didn't know anything about this until mid-October, literally.
Mm-hmm.
But new babies, you could turn around tomorrow and go do this again at somebody else's should these other 2 fall through. And you wouldn't have a problem with it because you're like, been there, done that, I can do this.
Exactly. All right.
So thank you both.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
everyone.
You're welcome. Thank you for
You're
sharing.
welcome.
Thank you for sharing. All right, beautiful people. Wiley, did you want to share anything else? Wiley, did you want to share anything else?
Oh, you talking to me? I thought you were talking to new babies.
No,
'Cause,
talking to
I
you.
love these kind of stories.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't have anything unless you got something for
No.
me or
No.
anything.
Let's see if anyone, if anyone wanted
I
to.
mean, if you got some time, if you want to ask somebody else a question, I'll stay for a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see if somebody has something like you did last week.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
open to that.
Let's-
Or if you want to close it out, I'm
Okay.
open to that.
All right. anyone has a question they want to, and maybe even to new babies, if you want to ask her a question or ask a question, come on, let's get your question answered. We'll just get one person so that we can wrap this up and go home. For some of you that are already in the Telegram room, which you shouldn't be, raise your hand if you have a question. So we'll get you in. So let's wrap this up. And I see you know well. You had your question answered last week. If anyone has a question, raise your hand. We can get you some guidance and some help. Let's see. Or if you're in the chat and you have a question, type question into the chat and we'll bring you on real quick. Or if someone is in the chat, go ahead. Go ahead, Wally.
While we're waiting, seriously, folks, if you follow those 8 steps, I mean, if you just do the first 3 and you Google Tier 1 institutions, financial institutions around me, make a list of those, call them, simply ask one question. Do you do foreign currency exchanges? If they answer yes, say thank you very much, hang up. You've done the first 3 steps.
Mm-hmm.
That's all the more you need to do. You don't need to break out what you got, talk to this, go into depth. Less is more here.
That's right. Exactly right. Okay, I don't think...
I just given you the perfect way to go knock out 3 steps. Bang, bang, bang.
Yep. Exactly. All right, beautiful folks. All right, folks. So it looks like, it looks like no one has a question. So what we will do, folks, we will. I'll let the music play for a while, and we will close down. We can open the chat and have some fun before we say goodnight. But it looks like that's it. I don't want to prolong the call if no one has a question. All right, beautiful folks.
I see one there.
You do?
One there, Freedom, on the
in the chat.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's one we want to take. I mean, it's a little bigger one.
Okay,
what financial vehicle are you working with? What is the exit strategy? That's what this whole call is about. Your exit strategy. How do you get out of currencies and you convert them to get into your next whatever it is, your next business, your next investment, whatever you're going to do. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you because